Time for the unmolding. This one is very thin at the bottom, so just be careful when you're removing it, because there's a very small bridge holding it together. Nice and sparkly. So that's really pretty, but I like it with the gold showing through there. So I'd probably, probably go this way with it. And I like to double up in the back for added strength. And I have figured out that you need 1 1/4 to 1 1/2 inches, so you can't do it on exactly at the, you've got to angle it a little. But if you give yourself up to 1.5 inches, you can stand 4 coasters inside of it and use it as a coaster holder. So basically if you use the width of this frog tape, that will accommodate 4 square coasters in between these pieces. So that can be your guide for that, and then it will also hold your cell phone, and it's also a great business card holder. Now if you did all 4 pieces, then you could put them around and glue them on the sides, and you have a cocktail napkin holder. So it's a multi-purpose piece. It's connected right there, and that I'll just heat it up very slightly, and then I use a razor knife to trim it away. So you can decide which, if you want the glittery side or the one with the crystals sticking up and the gold, which is what I like better. So then you just push this into here. I like the pretty side facing out. Then you have your chair, and then you add your gold edges, but you take it apart to add the gold edges. I also stick some glue in when I reattach it so it holds it really well, and then I will bling it out with the stuff around the edges like I did on the other one. I've mixed up about 15 ounces I think of resin. I've top coated some other coasters that I messed up and had to sand them, and so they're just got a clear coat on it. I'm going to put, I don't know, maybe 2.5 ounces of resin in there, and I'm making the same. I'm going to make a set of coasters this time, and this is the Unicorn Party confetti from Target. This is like my last video. Put a good amount in there. Glitter makes it rose gold. Pretty good amount. Okay, and then this will be my white. Do about 2 ounces or so. Maybe a little bit more. Sparkle white, and I'll provide a link for that. It's Petra. I don't know how you pronounce her last name, Youngblood. But she has a YouTube channel, and I'll put a link to her Etsy shop below the video. A little bit of white alcohol ink jammed up. This will be my gold. For this I am using Laura's Art Corner Pale Gold by Irodron. It's kind of a hard word to say. So this is a super condensed gold mica powder. You don't need a lot. And then this is Precious Metals World Tour by Counterculture. It's got a little bit more grit to it. It's more like metal flakes. And I'm going to put a few drops of Pinata Rich Gold. So that's probably about 2.5 ounces, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 7 ounces. I've got 4 coasters underneath the board here. So I think that's about 12. So I want at least 5 ounces of the rose gold mica powder looking color. If I need to make more, I will. For this, I'm using Laura's Art Corner Cherry Blossom Pink. This is not a rose gold, but it's pretty nonetheless. It's a great base to start with. I'm going to add a little Arteza rosewood. And then I'm just going to put in a few drops of gold alcohol ink. See if it becomes more of a rose gold color. We'll see. It looks pretty. And then I'm going to add the Backstage Precious Metals from Counterculture. This is, again, kind of like a metal flake. Very shimmery. It will also sink to the bottom for sure because it's heavier. So just giving you a heads up on that one. The precious metals will sink sometimes. Well, they will sink, period. So you gotta really keep it mixed up good. And then I have some clear, and I'll wait and see if I need to mix more of a certain color. We're gonna start with this, I think. I'm going to put a drop or two of Castin Craft in it to make it a little bit more opaque this time. Still has white sparkle, it just makes the white a little stronger. I didn't add the clear before doing this color scheme, so I'm curious how that's going to affect the overall look, because it made the pink sink. So I did some little pop sockets, phone grips, magnets maybe. This was in the Wilton section, but I did some hearts. I'm just going to see how this, not hearts, but the breast cancer survivor. I'm going to try this out and see how it does for a candy mold. Then I took some of the white that was left and mixed some aqua into it. And this is just the aqua color and some gold with a little glitter in it. Okay, I got these little cheesy food nets from Amazon, so I'm gonna stick that. It's got lace on the edges of all things. But I'm just gonna lay it right there to cover it. And I will be back for the unveiling of the coasters. These will be beautiful with gold edges too, so I'll be back. Okay. It's been about 4 hours and I'm already ready to demold. So these were the two coasters that I coated, and what I did was frog tape on the back. So I just use my low temp heat gun and warm it up a little bit, and because I have gloves on, it's so much harder to pull up edges, but if you warm the tape up, it makes your tape removal so much easier. It's just harder when you have gloves on. I'm going to handle these very gently until they're fully cured tomorrow. Then I'll add gold edges. But there's that side, and I like this side. It's a little bit more simplified. So I guess it depends on if you like the bling or not, but they'll be reversible. This counterculture really sets up quickly. Now it's going to take a full 24 to 48 hours for a full cure, and they might even say up to 3 days. But as far as wanting to mold it and shape it or go ahead and remove it, you can do it pretty quickly. That's what I love about it. I like the glittery side more than I do this side, which looks kind of bland. So this would be even pretty if you know, you put a metallic monogram initial in the middle of them, you know. I always use the razor knife if something kind of hangs around and you can't quite get it out, then I use my razor knife. But like I said, these are still flexible, so you can almost like really just punch them out with tweezers, and then you can kind of break it off because it's real thin. So there's some little pink ribbons, rose gold ribbons, should I say, and pop sockets and coasters. So I will show at the end of the video, I'll show these finished off with gold edges and everything, so you can see how it looks. Pretty, pretty. It's good to keep an emery board around in case things are just a little bit tight, or if you have a lump of glitter or a crystal or something that's kind of sticking, kind of holding things up a bit. You can kind of sand it a bit. And I guess the E6000, because it's more rubbery, I'm going to go back to the Gorilla Glue and use it on this side. The other side went on okay. This one was a little bit tighter. So I'm going to use Gorilla Glue. Alright, so here's the end of the project. It's finished. The 4 little ribbons. I don't care for this color by itself. I mean, it's pink, but it's not really pink. And it doesn't look like rose gold to me. But those are, you know, the little shapes turned out pretty cool. And it could be a little pendant, it could be earrings, a pin, you know, that goes on your blouse or scarf or something. So those how they turned out. And then, you know, I had a bunch of these, and I did half of them with a silver edge because I thought the glitter maybe lent itself more towards the silver. And then I did half in the gold, which, you know, I still like the gold with it too. So those could be phone grip tops, holders, or they could be magnets. So or I could do an initial on it, make a necklace, pendant, you know. So there's all kinds of options with these little things. The leftover resin I had that I used and turned into an aqua color with the gold glitter, and then I did the silver, the gold edges on this So they kind of look like little worlds, like the earth kind of, in my opinion, with the little shapes from the gold. Here is the faith pendant, and I use the acrylic gold just in the etching, and then you clean it back off, and then I put gold on the edges with the paint pen. So that's that. Okay, and these were the two coasters that you saw on the side that I put resin on, and I ended up putting cork on the back because I put frog tape on the back and it left a residue in the resin on the other side. I guess it wasn't fully cured, so lesson learned on that one. They're still really pretty, just not reversible now. Also wanted to show you the other video I just did with these colors. I did have 4 of these little phone grips, and I did 2 with gold and 2 with silver just to see how they would look. And I like them both. I like them both with the, I love purple and gold together, but it complements those colors as well. So those were from another video. So here is the finished results on the coaster, and I just realized I usually do the double one in the back for more strength, and I realized that I put all the blinged out stuff in the front, so I guess it really doesn't matter. But so it can be business card holder, put business cards. You can put your cell phone, except for you have to turn it around if you want it to be a little sturdier, you know, a little bit more support. You can go both ways with the phone. And then the coasters, if you put the frog tape in between and just give yourself a little extra room, you can put 4 square coasters standing up straight in the holder. And this way you can use the front, you know, because with the bling. So these coasters, here's the glittery side, which is pretty, and I've got the gold edges, and then here's the top side, which I think is more elegant, but they're both beautiful. They're reversible, so they work in there. And then after I was doing the chair, this is stuff where I get into working on something and don't think it out until after the fact. I put this little stuff here on the arms, and I should not have gone over the edges. The pearls were there to be a bumper, so that if you put your phone, it would hold your phone sideways. It also, you can put it that way too, you know, long ways. So this is like a cell phone holder. You can also put business cards. It's great for a business card holder. But because I put the bling on past the edge of the arm, I could have put 4 coasters in here, but because I did what I did on the arms, you can only fit 2 of them in. You can only fit 2 in. You could have put all 4 if you kind of stagger them like that. So you can fit 2 in, but you can't get more than 2 that are on the chair bottom because of the stuff. And so you have to kind of put it in where there is no bling, and then kind of scoot it back. So, you know, that's just something to keep in mind if you want to put square coasters in this, which would work fine. Just don't put your stuff on the inside of the arms. But I think the coasters turned out really pretty. I think they're very pretty. These will be in my Etsy store. This will be in my Etsy store. Again, you can do business card, cell phone, or for square coasters in this one. They will be sold separately though. And this is a custom order. She saw the other one I did and wanted one just like it. So that is that. And then the extra resin, you know, I got some extra pieces out of it. So it turned out pretty well, I think. Got my bargaining chips here and my little cancer ribbons. My mother had breast cancer and beat it, but it eventually came back and spread all over her body. So she was a breast cancer survivor until 2020. So in loving memory of her, thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.